Hello, Embird users. This is Lisa WeQuilt, and I am going to show you a quick trick to get this satin around your text if you only have Editor. Because a lot of people don't have Studio and they just want to do it in Editor. And honestly, this is so fast, you're not going to believe it. So here's what you do. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit with this magnifier, and so you could see it better. But I'll go ahead and I'll delete this satin and start from scratch. I'll hit the trash can here. Whoops, you have to have the select button, and then you can hit the trash can or delete on your keyboard. Sometimes that will work. And I'll select my text, and you could see down here that this text has lots of little items that belong to it, and that kind of alerts you that you might have multiple contours around it when you do this. But I'm going to show you the trick for that. So we have all of it selected in one object. We'll go to Insert, Effect. We'll go to Contour, and I'm going to just inflate it by like 2 mils to maybe try to invoke some issues. Normally I would inflate it about 5 or 6 to get like a 1/4 inch inflate if I'm going to be putting a satin around it. But I'm going to make the inflate small. And the reason I'm using contour at first is because I want to be able to see all of the contours. I want to see if there's any issues. So I'll click Contour, 1 layer, inflate 2 mils, ignore cavity, OK. I'll get this screen, stitch length 2.0 mils, 1 layer, single stitch, and none of this, and click OK. And you'll see up here, I'll select it, and it selects the first item. And the first item, you know, this may not be what you want, okay? You know, with it jutting in like this. And you also notice that there's all these other little contours because, you know, there's gaps here. Even though I said ignore cavity, well, this isn't a cavity. There's a hole here, so, or a gap. So this, you know, this one, here's one there and there. And yes, you can go over here and delete all these, but then you're still left with this. So here's a trick that honestly I just stumbled upon. If you keep this contour selected and you go ahead and you do Insert, Effect, Contour again, this time we don't have to inflate it. It's already inflated, so we'll use 0, ignore cavity, click OK. This is all the same, OK. All right, so look up here. I'm going to hide this one. So here we got something that is more pleasing. Maybe it's more of what we wanted. We may want to just delete these stitches here. Maybe, maybe not. If you did, you can come into, I could actually just use the lasso tool and lasso this. Double click when I get close, hit split, and here it is down here, and just trash that. Let me zoom in with this magnifier. And if that's still not what you like, you can click on Stitches View, go into Points Editing Mode, and maybe, oops, let me Control Z. They were all selected, so I'll click outside. I'll click here. I don't know, maybe I'll delete this one though, and then I'll maybe move this one. So that might be more of what you want. And I'll click the select button again. I'll go back into 3D, maybe 1:1. I'll zoom in a little bit for you. So that might be more of what you like. And now once you see that your contour is what you like, that's when you go ahead and you make your satin off this contour. Now this one we don't need anymore. I'll just trash it. I have to have the select button, and then I can trash it or hit the delete button on your keyboard. So click on this new contour. Now we go to Insert, Effect. This time, this is what's interesting, we go to Plate. Even though we don't really want a plate, this invokes the screen where you get other options. So we'll click Plate, and we don't need to inflate it. It's already inflated. Unless, of course, you wanted to inflate this more, you can. But I'm just going to put 0. Ignore cavity. Click OK. And you get this screen. How do you want to fill your contour? Well, you choose this one. Fill and Outline. You don't choose Outline. You would think you choose Outline, but that doesn't give you the parameters window that we're used to seeing in Studio. For those who have Studio, if you click this button, you get that Studio window. So I'll click Fill Outline, and this is the Studio window that we see in Studio. You know, if we were to take this contour into Studio, you know, right click, edit stitch file in Studio, convert manual to connection, convert connection to outline, then we would be able to use this window in Studio. But this is the trick, to be able to get the same window in Editor. So yes, up here you get 2 choices. You get your fill. You can put in what kind of fill you want, but we don't want to fill. But it's up there, you know. We're just going to delete it in a minute over here. But we ignore that. We just go straight to the outline part of it. And we don't want a sample. We want a satin. So you come down here to the satin. You tell it your density. You can give it a bigger pull comp. I'll just leave it at 0.1. I usually go 4.2 on the density. And auto select underlay is fine. And there you go. And I click OK. And you're like, oh my gosh, what is this? Well, that's the fill and the satin, and here they are both. The fill is usually first. If I delete it, you can see this one is still selected. So now I'll select up here. But if I go down here, those are the satins. Okay, this one's the fill. So you just right click on the fill and delete color. And we don't need this contour anymore, unless of course you want to keep it for some reason, maybe as a placement stitch or what have you. But I'll just trash that. And now we're just left with our satin. And it's really close, you know. It's not bad. It's not bad. But if you don't have Studio and you want something quick, this is the trick. And if you do want Studio because you want to perfect this in some way, be sure to go to my website and use this code HJTYM for 10% off. And you can click for video instructions and so on, because that's a deal. Because Studio's like, it used to be like $150. So as long as whatever you buy is over $100, you can use this code. And then also, you can become a member of my membership and get access to 3 to 4 videos every month for only $10 a month. So you may want to do that as well. And if you look down here, look for a red bar, and like this is the member access for May. So on the 3 videos above, so for May, you have these 3 videos. This one is actually a free one that I threw in. And then also, if you scroll down, there's 2 more. Member access on the 2nd and 3rd videos above. So there's like 4 videos that are, you know, relatively expensive, but you get access to them if you join the membership. And then this one is free. This one also, you could just go on my YouTube channel and see it. It's a public video. So the YouTube channel is just WeQuilt Studio as well. So there you go. You've got all kind of options with Embird. It's amazing. It is an amazing program. All right, guys. Well, I hope this has helped someone, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.